testing, testing. Any sound? Any sound? Any sound? Testing, 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 testing. And I'll keep saying testing till somebody responds back. Testing, 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 testing. Testing one. It's better, but it's still low. Okay. Okay. Let's see. How's that? Is that you can hear me? But can you is that better? Did it get any better at all? Any better at all? Are we still about the same? Is it still really, really low? Still really low? Still very, very low? Still low. It's better. Okay. Okay. It's a little bit better. Okay. I hope you guys can hear me. I appreciate your patience. I am it's still low. It's still low. Okay. Okay. All right. Hold on just a sec. You'll take it a little low. Let me try one more thing and I'll be right back. Just a moment, please. And I'll see if I can boost this gain a little bit. Just a moment. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing, 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 testing. Any better? Testing, 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 testing. Seeing if we got any better. I don't know. It's better. Okay. You can hear me? Okay. Okay. Is it excellent? Excellent. Perfect. Okay. All right. Thank you all for your patience. I appreciate you so much. Lord Jesus. It's more than one way to skin a cat. Lord, Lord, Lord. Everybody say that's better, that's better, that's better. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, you know, technology, it has its own mind and it does what it wants to do when it wants to do it. So, nonetheless, I appreciate everybody that has stood by on standby until I was able to hopefully get this thing adjusted. Thank you once more and again. I'm looking to make sure I got Facebook back. I don't know if all of my Facebook people are going to make it back, but I'm here. And we'll let you all come back in once it gets caught up on the Facebook side. All right. Now, so I want to go ahead and get this party started and get this party crack-a-lacking, especially here because we have some new folks that made it to Grandpa Holmes's chair. So glad for that on this morning. So let's get started right there. I think that's where I was when I realized you all could not hear me. So let's start from right there. Let's get this party crack-a-lacking. Again, it is Thursday, March the 23rd in the year 2023. And thank you once more and again for everybody that stood by while we got that little technicality worked out. Now, as I came over and looked in Discord this morning and came to the VIP section, I want to give it up because I found one of my beautiful sisters. My beautiful sister was in there and all the seats were occupied, but she came in giving love. She came in, she said she overslept this morning. She was a little groggy, a little under the influence of sleep. She said the Sandman got her, and I appreciate you for coming in. Now I'm trying to, my system is wanting to lock up on me, y'all. So here we go. Yes. And that's none other than my sister, Cassandra Isaiah. I appreciate you, sis. I appreciate you. And listen, the Sandman got you, but you made it in. Good to see you, and nothing but mad love to you. That's my poet laureate. But the three that actually had occupied the chair before she could even get there, they got their lips, their hips, and their fingertips in there. They chose their seats and sat down. The third person in the Lions Den this morning was Truck Driver. You did that, sir. Come on in here, Truck. Otherwise known as James Sims. That's my guy. That's my guy. That's my Mufasa. Till 10 toes up. He came in and got his chair, and then he went back outside. Let me get on my duty. Let me get on my post. And I appreciate you for that. So actually, Cassie, you might be able to just go ahead and sit down in that love seat while Truck Driver's outside watching for the Saints and making sure nobody that's not supposed to be up in here doesn't make their way in. Thank you, Truck. I appreciate you. Now, the second person to come into the Lion's Den this morning was none other than Dr. Dady Priest. You did that, Doc. Come on in here, High Priestess, and congratulations to you. Get your lips, get your hips, and get your fingertips, and sit down right over there next to Sassy Cassie. Yes, Sassy's gonna go ahead and have a seat while Truck Driver's outside standing guard. Dr. Dady, I appreciate you, and so you're here for it. Come through. Yes, Dr. Dady is the Engagement Matters High Priestess. Yes, she's the High Priestess of Twitch. I just want you to know she's in here, y'all, and bright and early this morning, or should I say dark and early this morning, she was ready to go. So much love to you, Dr. Dady Priest. But the winner of Grandpa Holmes's chair is none other than KK79. You did it. Yes. KK79, you are the winner of Grandpa Holmes's chair. Come on, KK. So much mad love to you, and congratulations. You are the winner of Grandpa Holmes's chair, and I appreciate you, sis. Listen, you guys came in this morning doing your thing, and I appreciate all the love. Now, like I said, this is a friendly competition. There's no negativity involved or engaged with the VIP section, other than the fact that y'all getting mad at Discord and these clocking in of the times. These clocking in of the times got folks ready to quit church. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Listen, I want you to know Shelly Thunder said she's still gonna quit this church because Discord. Now listen, I'm doing everything I know. Listen, I'm leaving all to follow Jesus. I'm turning all this world away. Listen, I'm stepping out on his promise, and all I have is here today. And listen, at the end of the day, listen, Shelly said, I don't care about you leaving all. You better get over there and fix that Discord clock, or I'm leaving this church. That's what she said, y'all. That's what she said. But on today, KK79 was... Come on in here, sis. I appreciate you. That's my sister from Facebook. Come through, come through. Facebook is working this morning, and it's good to see you. Now, listen, that's the way we do it in here, and that's the way bringing all the love, joy, peace, soul, and happiness into the Lion's Den. I appreciate y'all for that. I really, really do. Y'all are just so beautiful. I just can't tell you thank you enough. Now, listen, I want to come around. I'm going to say good morning to everybody that, let me see. I'm going to have to go another route because y'all know we've already had 2 reboots this morning trying to get this joker together. So let me come back. As I always say, there's more than one way to skin a cat because I really don't want to miss anybody this morning if I can. And yes, I'm even going to stop this morning. I know we're a little late getting started. I saw DJ Rock and Ron. I just want to make a special thank you to him because DJ Rock and Ron, whatever's going on with Twitch that won't allow him to come into the channel. When I tell you this brother went out there and found 2 other ways to get in here, and he's been coming in and auditing and listening, even though he didn't have the ability to speak while we were streaming for some time. He just kept coming back and whispering me and coming back. And I just want you to know, DJ Rock and Ron, I appreciate you. I really, really do. That was a lot of tenacity that you have just been persistent and consistent to just keep coming till you could get in here. Thank you, sir. So as we get started this morning, we've already hit the over 100 mark. You guys, as a matter of fact, I want to say the other day, I think we were well over 1,000, and I appreciate the chat because listen, the chat, you all have been doing it. I don't necessarily announce it. I get a congratulatory comment that comes across my screen as the streamer. But when I tell you guys, you all have been doing that thing every day where you have come in and just been carrying on tremendous conversation in the chat. Even the other day, I wasn't necessarily feeling up to par. And if it hadn't been for the chat, I mean, you all kept the stream going. And so do not underestimate the power of your commenting, the power of the conversation that you all hold in the channel, because it means volumes. And as I said, y'all been hitting over the 1,000 mark comments on a regular. And I just wanted to mention that as well. So kudos to you, to everybody that's in my chat. Now, with that, I want to say good morning to One Reason. He is the Bishop of Twitch. He's not here, but he's really here. That's the way he does it in here. I love me some him. Good morning. And if you're not following One Reason, quit your wicked ways. Quit your wicked ways, because I'm telling you, he is a whole vibe and a whole blessing. I love me some you. Joanna G came in this morning. I appreciate you, sis, and so much mad love to you. MCP 812, I see you, sis. The Rebel Inc., I see you. Star Simmer Rose, I see you. Love life, live healthy, McKinney. Come on in here. Facebook was in the house early this morning. Facebook showed up and showed out, and I appreciate you. Yes. Renee, love life, live healthy, McKinney. Good morning to you, and welcome to the chat this morning. I know this is not your first time because you've been out there in Facebook when it was disconnected, but you just kept coming back, and I appreciate you for that on this morning. Good to have you in the stream. Star Simmer Rose, good morning to you, and I see you. Deep Mom, that's my biggest big sister. She's lurking this morning, but I love me some you. Come on in here. Fairly all day, my dearest friend. She's lurking as well. And if y'all see that emote that I put out there said lurk and twerk wherever you are. I don't care if you're at work, if you're at home, in your bedroom, wherever you are when you come in the Lions Den, just make sure you lurk and twerk. That's the way we do it in the Lions Den. Good morning to you, Fairly all day. Coming on down, and I see MCP 812. I'm gonna say good morning to you again. That's my sister cousin. Love you so much. SK 8843 is my big sister, but not my biggest big sister. Don't get the two confused, but they're both beautiful. How about that? Come on in here, and mad love to you. Michelle Browno, my quiet storm. She's in here, y'all. That's my girl. And yes, she is beautiful for situation. She is that person that will change the atmosphere just by being in it. Listen, there's a method to the genius. Crystal Method is in the house, and so much love to you this morning. Mad love, mad love. Truck driver, that's my Mufasa. Truck driver, that's my Mufasa and my Lion King. Yes, he is also the one that will bring you Thug Life Devotions on Sunday morning, 7 o'clock. You don't want to miss him. He's going to bless your whole soul. Tell 10 toes up, truck. Tell 10 toes up. KK79, the winner of Grandpa Holmes' chair. She's here this morning. She comes. I thank you for that dance break. Honey, she was over. That's KK. That's KK right there. Yes. And she's got a beautiful daughter and a beautiful son. And they're just one big, beautiful family with their husband. I appreciate y'all. Look at that beautiful face. She held a dance break while I was having technical difficulties. And I want to thank you for that, KK. That's the way you do it. I appreciate you. Coming on down, and I'm looking and I'm booking. Tall Pumps is pumping tall. That's my beautiful friend, from Chi-Town. And listen, if you are not following Woman Unsilenced, I want you to go out there and follow my sis, because she's going to bless you. I promise you she will. Tall Pumps is her moderator, and I appreciate her. But listen, she is a lion in the lion's den, whether she moderates or not. That's the way she rolls up in here. Love me some you. Ron Henry is in the house, and it's a thankful Thursday, my brother. So much mad love to you. Now listen, Ron Henry is also rockin' Ron. Listen, if you're not following him because he is a DJ and a streamer, quit your wicked ways. Quit your wicked ways, because he's going to bless your whole life. And when I tell you, he has gone above and beyond to get in this stream on a daily, I just want to once more again say thank you. Now listen, I'm coming on down and I'm looking and I'm booking. You said the music is loud. Okay, I got you. Let me pull that down just a little bit. I appreciate everybody helping me get this set up today. Dr. Dady Priest. Yes, Dr. Dady Priest is in the house, y'all. She's the high priestess. And if you didn't know, now you know. Engagement matters. And if you're not following Dr. Dady Priest, quit your wicked ways. Quit your wicked ways, because she's going to bless your whole life. I promise you she will. So much mad love to you, Dr. Dady. And come on in here. Come on in here. That's my sister right there. Now, I'm looking and I'm booking and I'm checking out The Gift, Nathan Lamont. That's my baby. He's here. And I love me some him. All I need is one good squall, Nathan Lamont. Just one good squall will make everything all right. I love me some you. And prayers are still going up. Now, we're coming through and we're looking and we're booking. Who else is in the room? Chick. That's my evangelist, y'all. That's my evangelist. She's in the room. So much mad love to you. To everybody that's on spring break, all of you that are in the educational industry, and this happens to be your spring break, and you come in this time of morning to spend it with me. Now that's love. I appreciate you. And thank you for coming in. That's my girl. Love me some you. Coming on down, and I'm looking and I'm booking and I'm checking it out. And I'm looking to see who else may have come in the basement while I was upstairs. And I'm looking and I see DJ D-Man. Listen, this is my hero. This is my guy. Good morning to you, my brother. And thank you for coming in the Lion's Den this morning. If you're not following DJ D-Man, quit your wicked ways. Yes, quit your wicked ways, because this brother right here, I promise you, he's got the grooves and the moves that will get you right in the morning. Appreciate you for coming through, DJ D-Man. Nothing but mad love to you, my brother. Coming on, and I'm looking and I'm booking, and look, Crazy Berrytown. That's my beautiful friend, y'all. That's my beautiful friend. And listen, at the end of it all, if you're not following Crazy Berrytown, quit your wicked ways. Yes, quit them. Quit them. I'm just going to stop right there as she puts that. Quit them. I need you to quit them, because she's going to Zumba you to Zion. She will do it. She's going to talk you under the table while she chit-chats and sips. And she is the one that leads us in Good Grief on Fridays when we return. Now listen, I want you, I'm serious about that. Crazy Berrytown is my girl. Quit them. Just quit them, Crazy Berrytown. Quit. I was waiting to see that come up in my, quit them. Just quit them. Quit your wicked ways. Now, now I'm going to tell you. She comes in and says, quit them, and inspires me to just go berserk. So, I just have to really, when she finally says it, because it just does something to me every time I see her type that in the chat, then it just makes me lose my mind. It just, Crazy Berrytown, it just makes me, I just move on over to Crazy Berrytown, and I just lose my mind. And the quit them just starts, it just takes over my whole being. It just, yes, it does. Now, coming on down, and I'm looking and I'm booking and I'm seeing who else may have come in the basement while I was upstairs. And I think I've got just about everybody. Let me come over here. And again, Lavinia Christine, thank you so much for being in the Lion's Den this morning. I appreciate you. Tracia, come on. Goodman, I see you. Evange T45, I see you in the room. Good morning to you. Deborah Gary, come on. I appreciate you for being in the the Lion's Den this morning. Nothing but mad love to you. This is my Facebook family checking in over here. Ron Henry, I see you over here. DJ Rockin' Ron, you still here. I appreciate you. And then I'm looking and I'm checking out. Listen, I got to check one more space and place and make sure for those that are not talking in the chat, I want you to know I appreciate you as well. You don't have to chat. You don't have to say a word. Cassandra Woke 2022. That's my poet laureate. She's in the room. Good morning to you, my sister, and nothing but mad love to you. Now, once more and again, I want to appreciate you all because we had technical difficulties and we had to reboot 2 times already. But let's get this party started. Let's get this party crack-a-lacking. As soon as I stop and give appreciation to these beautiful moderators, I'm not going to take another step till I give it up for these beautiful women. Listen, that's the wrong one. Let me go just a little bit. Y'all, listen, if y'all knew the challenge that I'm having this morning, but we are victorious, we are winners, and we ain't gonna give it up. You better ask somebody. Now let me quiet them down and then let them shine by themselves. Those are my moderators right there. Those are my mods right there, and I love me some them. You better ask somebody. Shelly Thunder. Yes, there she is, you all. She's the prophetess. She'll come in and I tell you what, she'll give you a word. She'll pray a prayer, but she'll block your tail. Yes, I think she got one of our trolls on yesterday and fixed them right on up and put them right on out the door. Yes, Shelly Thunder is the leader along with the Rebel Inc. and Michelle Brownell. They are the chieftesses of the Block-a-Hole tribe. They are the chieftesses of the Block-a-Hole tribe. Yes, I see that mod love Cassandra Woke. I see that mod love Tall Pumps. I see that mod love MCP812. I see that mod love the Rebel Inc. Yes, they are the chieftesses of the Block-a-Hole tribe. So there you have it. Michelle Brownell, my quiet storm. That's my girl. She changes the atmosphere just by being in it. So much mad love to you. And then, of course, we got the leader of the pack, none other than the Rebel Inc. I see that mod love, Dr. Dady Priest. And thank you, Florin Cade. I appreciate you for following. Come on in, and we appreciate having you. Mad love to you. Now, at the end of the day, these 3 beautiful women, along with one reason when he comes in, they do a beautiful job. They hold up the light here in the Lion's Den. I just appreciate them. And we will be transitioning over to the Rebel Inc.'s channel as soon as we leave from here. I see that mod love Crystal Method. And listen, if you're not following the Rebel Inc., quit your wicked ways. If you want to be righteous and ratchet at the same time, quit your wicked ways and go on out there with the Galactic Supervisor, the Rebel Inc., and she'll bless your whole life. I see you, Shelly Thunder. Come on in here, sis. Mad love to you. Now, that being said, get your coffee cups out. Get your coffee cups out. Get your coffee cups out. Because it was reported to me, there's the Rebel got somebody fighting up on the screen. We come back to station identification to see Rebel with somebody fighting Michelle. Cassandra Woke, I see those coffee cups. MCP812, I see those coffee cups. Listen, Dr. Dady Priest, I see those coffee cups. Let me say this about Dr. Dady Priest. She's coming up on her anniversary. Is it 2 year, Dr. Dady? She's coming up on her anniversary. She's doing a celebration. So be sure, follow Dr. Dady Priest and follow her to be a part of the festivities that she has going on. She's going to bless your life. I promise you she will. Now, listen. It was reported to me. Yes, 2 years. Awesome. And congratulations and kudos to you. That is no small feat out here in these Twitch streets. It was reported to me. I see those coffee cups, Crystal Method. It was reported to me, y'all. Get those coffee cups out. Because let me tell you what they told me. You know what they told me? You know, this is what they told me. They told me that it was reported whilst we slumbered, slept, and slobbered. It was reported to me by CNN. I'm just going to come here for a hot second. I don't know if I can stay too long. Tall Pumps, I see those coffee cups. Fairly all day, I see those coffee cups. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this one because you know what? At the end of the day, the orange apparition, his lips, hips, and fingertips are still not sitting in the jail cell. Splain it to me, Lucy. Explain it to me. This man is still wandering around. This man is still loose. This man is like Diablo. This man is like the devil. This man is like Satan. This man is still walking around loose. Who am I talking about? 45. Why is this man not in jail? I thought he was supposed to be going on Tuesday. Now, it was reported to me he was supposed to go on Tuesday, and that's what he told all his people. Evenge T45, I see you. Come on in here, and thank you. Listen, you know how we do it over here, Evenge T. We take this coffee strong and black. No cream, no sugar. We take it strong and black because I tells it like it T-I-Z-Tis. That's the way we do it over here in the Lion's Den. That's the way we give it out here. So at the end of the day, I just want to understand, you need those, you bet it on orange to pay up. You listen, at the end of the day, tall pumps, this man is still loose. He's still footloose after all the crimes this man has committed. After all this conversation we've had about him going to jail on Tuesday, it's Thursday, and I still see him in the headlines, but he's not behind bars. That's all I want to say about that, because I really don't want to talk about that man. I really do not. I do not want to. Listen, my mama said, I'm not going to waste my breath because I'm going to need that breath one day. That's the way I feel about this. I'm not going to waste my breath on this man because I feel like I'm going to need that breath someday. And I just don't want to waste it on him. But I just want to say, why is he not in jail? Why is he not in jail? They're now talking about how his attorneys are now having to come forth and testify. They've lost their little appeals in court. So what? The man still ain't in jail. I just cannot. I just cannot. So, that was their top story, that his legal woes are mounting now that they've lost their appeals and they're going to make these attorneys testify. And at the end of the day, I just feel some kind of way about that, at the end of the day. Moving right along. Now, there is a story that disturbs me a little bit. A body of a 17-year-old accused of shooting 2 kids at the school in Denver, Colorado. I just have to wonder what is going on with these children. Here you see apparently the shooter shot 2 children at the school and then apparently went and now this is not said, but they found his body, they found the body near the car out here in some area of town. This right here, our children are in distress. They really, really are. And so good morning, Yoshi Son 77. Come on in here. So much mad love to you. I appreciate you in the cut. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And thank you for letting me know you're in here. Yoshi Son is a streamer. Yoshi Son 77 is a streamer. If you're not following, please, please, please quit your ways and go on out there and follow my brother. So much mad love to you. And thank you so much for being in the cut. Now, I'm going to pivot here just a little bit and say that my concern is this. Thank you. I'm going to do that, Evenge T. I just want to say, while we continue to see more of these gun crimes, and yes, I'm going to emphasize the gun crimes, while we see more and more of this happening with our kids, and we see the laws regarding getting a gun, holding on to a gun, applying for a gun, or do you even need to register for a gun? All these different things that are happening all over the country. Thank you. I love you. I love you. I love you. And I want you to feel the love, Yoshi Son. We still, Ronzi, there's my niece. I see you working, lurking, and twerking. Come on through. I love you. Till I yank you out. I got you. I feel that, as we continue to have conversations around our amendment rights. Now, at the end of the day, this is the way I feel about it. We'll have all this conversation around our amendment rights. So then at this point, I just almost want to ask, are our Second Amendment rights more important than our First Amendment rights? You understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Are our Second Amendment rights more important to us than our First Amendment rights? Because I thought First Amendment, we had the freedom of speech. I thought we had the freedom to assemble. We had the freedom. You understand what I'm saying? It's like now black folks can assemble, and it's like we don't have First Amendment rights. And now, y'all, I said what I said, and you know how I do this. No cream, no sugar. We take this coffee strong and black. Because listen, yes, thank you for that. Whatever, moderator, thank you. Ronzi is a streamer. She's an awesome streamer. If you're not following Ronzi, quit your wicked ways, because she will bless your whole life. I promise you she will. Thank you all for that. Thank you for that reminder. And Yoshi's son as well. Now, Second Amendment rights, First Amendment rights. Rights are rights, I thought. But it seems in this country, and it depends on who, when we had the Proud Boys out there along with the KKK marching down the middle of the street, they were pretty nice guys. We heard 45 say there's some really nice people out there. But anytime we assemble, it seems as black people, there is an issue with our assembly because automatically there is this fear and this automatic, they're going to tear up something. And I will say this, going back to even what we've seen of in the past, let's not be deluded and confused. There were a lot of instances where we had individuals that were sent in when blacks were protesting, and it was not the black people that were out there tearing up buildings and setting stuff on fire. There's actual footage, literal footage of folks from these groups that go out and want to agitate and give this appearance that every time black people gather, there's going to be violence. That has not proven to be the case. And then I always want to understand how when we've got video footage of white folks out here setting buildings on fire, and I'm not doing this and saying this to be divisive. I'm trying to bring us to a point where we can understand the realities of what are going on. And let me say this, because let me just digress just for a second. Even in this area, come on, I see you talking the facts. There are two different legal systems, and rights ought to be able to be exercised by everybody. Tall pumps by everybody. Let me be clear on this, because I went somewhere with someone and they got out and started talking gibberish when Asian people came in the presence. Gibberish when Hispanics came in the presence. And there was a white son and father that needed some place to sit down. And I invited them to sit down where I was. And they said, we don't want you here. You go sit with your own people. Now, let me be clear on this, because I don't want y'all to be confused. I don't want you all to be confused. When you hear me talking about these two world systems of what we see with racist white people, not all white people are racist. Please be clear on that. When you hear me talking about racist white people, I'm not out here speaking gibberish when I see my Asian brothers and sisters. I'm not out here speaking gibberish when I see my Hispanic and Latinx and Latino. Don't get it confused. Let me just stop. Because I said when the individual did that, are they confused by my conversations that I have in the stream? Are you confusing that with I have some kind of racist attitude towards people of other nationalities and ethnicities? Absolutely, positively not. Let me be every whit clear. Let me be every whit clear. I'm not out here doing the same thing to my other brothers and sisters that have been done to us. So let's just be clear on that. So when you hear me talking and I'm addressing areas and issues, I'm talking about the racist white community where we've had this systemic setup and structure of racism that has been working against black people ever since black people been brought over here. And please be clear, there were some black people already here before we got here. So let's understand that as well. But I just want to be clear, because I don't want anybody to get disillusioned that I'm talking sly and slick against all white people and all other ethnicities, because that's not where I am. And let me just serve you notice. If I'm with you and you start carrying on some foolishness, and hear me when I say this, I will remove myself from you, because that is not who I am, and that is not the energy from which I operate. I just felt I needed to be clear on that. Come on, Rebel, you know what I'm saying. I just need to be clear on that. I don't want y'all to think that, oh, she's just the exact opposite, just in black skin. No, ma'am, no, sir. I despise that. Whoever does it, whosoever does it, I despise it. But I'm talking about us coming to a place of racial equality. Come on, Dr. Dady Priest. Come on, Tall Pumps. I need us to be clear. Because listen, when we go out and we start slurring and we start being nasty and mean to other people, no, ma'am, that's not the energy that I'm of. And just like I told that father and his son, you're trying to see the same thing I'm trying to see. There's seats over here by me. Sit down. Y'all, you come out with some, go find your own folks. We don't want you here. I'm going to remove myself. Just be every whit clear. I'm going to remove myself from you. Don't do it. Please believe it. Don't do it. That's not the energy that I'm coming from here. Let's just be clear. Now, that being said, when we look at, and I saw you, Evange T, our First Amendment rights, even the idea of pulling all of the books out of the school that are quote unquote woke, that are quote unquote, coming from some place of, this energy that's lying on what happened to black people because the slaves were really happy on the plantations. No, ma'am, no, sir. Listen, Evange T, I'm going to tell it like a T-I-Z-Tiz. I'm going to do it. I can't help myself. I'm going to do it. So at the end of the day, no, black slaves on the plantations were not happy. So these kinds of texts that are coming out, while other texts are being pulled off the shelf, what happened to our First Amendment rights as far as freedom of the press, freedom of what's written, freedom to assemble? But we got these Second Amendment rights that create these kind of situations. And be it ever so clear, when y'all out here and little kids have guns, and crazy folks have guns, and trigger happy people have guns, and we're not just carrying regular guns, we're coming out here with situations where you got clips that can take out 10, 15, 20, 50 folk at a time. Houston, there is a problem. So the fact that we will not, because of Second Amendment rights, we will not do anything about this gun violence that has taken this land over. I mean, taking this land over. And we're not saying you can't carry your weapon, but at the end of the day, let's go back to the Second Amendment and read it for what it is and put it in its proper perspective. And please believe me when I tell you it has been perverted in the way that it's being utilized. But while we're out here killing up little kids, how many times do we have to see them out here killing up little kids before we identify? There needs to be some kind of control and reining in of all of these guns that are on the streets. Houston, there is a problem. But you want to do it under the guise of your Second Amendment rights. So, this. I just have to say, when I look, prayer going out to all of the families that have lost their children at the hands of another child, because 17 years old as the shooter, you're a child too. We've got children out here killing children, and weapons that are out here and available, just openly available at their disposal, wherever they want to get them, however they want to get them. Houston, there is a problem. So I really want to focus on why we will not address the gun violence, but we just keep seeing these stories. 3 young lives in Denver, Colorado, snuffed out. I don't know why. At the end of the day, you got 3 young dead folks laying out here because we won't do anything about these guns. Now, other issues going on? Absolutely. But we still need to address why Why? Please explain it to me, Lucy. Explain it to me, Lucy. How is it so easy for these cheering and crazy folk to get these weapons? That we need to have a conversation about that. So when you have strong arm purchases, Rittenhouse, listen, Tall Pumps, I'm not even gonna get into Rittenhouse. That whole situation is just the utmost. It is just the perfect story of how twisted we are about these guns. So as he walks around footloose and fancy free, that's a whole nother story. So again, I just want to say, I feel like we need to have some conversation around the guns. We need to have some conversations around all of this ammunition and the gun manufacturers. And while you want to talk about your Second Amendment rights, we need to really bring this thing into perspective. Sadly, though, 3 young folks in Colorado are dead. And it is what it is. Now, I want to come here. Russian offensives, they are saying, are in decline. And so they're thinking Ukraine is going to be able to step up to the game and eventually launch an offensive that may eventually crush the Russians in their endeavor. That's another story. I'm not going to go off into that heavily because, again, war, what is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Say it again. Ron Henry, Walmart aisle 3, larger weapons, sporting goods section. Ron, I'm telling you, it's really sad. It's really, really sad. And the love affair that this country has created with their guns and their Second Amendment rights is almost next to insanity. It's almost like you're unhinged. You're unhinged. And you see, same candy bar, different rapper. Same candy bar, different rapper. Same story, changed the name. Same mass shooting, changed the name. And you know, in these last 3 years, we've had more mass shootings than we've ever had. We've had more mass shootings than we've ever had, Ron. And yet and still, nothing, absolutely nothing is being done or said to actually address the gun violence. And your gun lobbyists, they're effectively doing their jobs, obviously, with the legislature, because the legislature is giving us this. It's a mess, Rebel. It's a mess. And it will continue to be a mess until somebody does something. But listen, when you got folks in your pockets and you're paying people and people come in poor and leave the legislature rich because they're being paid by these lobbyists and given money and whatever, you know, it's a sad thing. But at the end of the day, people's lives matter. And it's sad that that's the situation that we're dealing with. Now, I'm gonna come here because there's some good things that are out here in the Discord channel. I'm gonna come here because listen, Tall Pumps, she is all over this, y'all. She is all over this. I'm gonna read a little bit of this story. They didn't do this. Come on, I need you to. There we go. My system is still wanting to clown me a little bit, but that's all right. We're gonna get there. At the end of the day, Bethany Mandel, you all won't remember the name, but you'll remember the video. The woman that wanted to talk about woke, but she couldn't define it. That's Bethany Mandel. Now, this is what I want y'all to identify about this child, which is just absolutely, let me just say, she calls herself a breeder. She calls herself a breeder. Let me stop this. Now, come on, Ron Henry. You said, when I retired from my law enforcement career, it took over a year for me to get my license to carry. They obviously don't need a license to carry and use their weapons. Come on, DJ Rock and Ron. Now talk about that. After you retired, how about that? From law enforcement and a career, you had to wait almost a year to get a license to carry. Explain it to me, Lucy. Explain it to me. But listen, everybody else, how about that? Now, this is the way this sister described herself, because she's trying to redeem herself from that fiasco of an interview that she gave the other day. So here we go. I'm just gonna play this because I still, whenever I want a good laugh, I still go back and play that video. Listen, listen. Bethany is a Karen 6.0. She's on steroids, tall pumps. She is on steroids. She's exactly what the racist white people want out here. And again, let me just say racist people. No, I won't even qualify it by saying what color, because listen, racism is in all colors. Please believe it. And even when I say that, there are black folks that are racist against their own other black folks. So explain that to me, Lucy. But it is. Now check this out, y'all. This is my girl. Y'all remember her? Take a good look at her. Take a good look at her. Good morning, Barbara Hardy. There's my these are they friend. Nothing but mad love to you. Come on in here, sis. I love me some you. And yes, I cannot wait for these are they and that awesome anniversary that's coming up, that awesome celebration that's coming up. May the 20th, if you're in Kansas City, you want to be there because you don't want to miss this historic event. It's going to bless your whole life. I love me some you, Barbara. I love me some you. Now, let's take a listen at what Sister has to say, trying to redeem herself from the clutches of that fiasco of a woke interview that she gave the other day. Here we go. Now I'm gonna stop right there. Let me go back. I'm gonna stop right there. And this is where I want to go with this. Now, I want to read what she says, just a few excerpts of what she's saying. Now, please understand, I'm not pushing anti-Republican or anything. I'm trying to deal with racism and Karens and Kens that are out here using terms. You all know that on, was it Tuesday? What's that? I think Tuesday, we went back and we showed the historical elements of where woke came from. Does anybody remember who came up with the term woke? Who came up with the term woke and where did it come from? I'm going to let y'all give you a moment to respond because I do want you to retain. I do want you to retain and remember what it is we said. Do y'all remember who actually came up with the term woke and what? Lead Belly. Come on here, Kai Chick. All right. And why? What was the impetus? What was behind him writing the song that actually brought that term of wokeness about? Does anybody remember what was it revolving around? The blues singer Lead Belly. Come on, tall pumps. Y'all come through. And it revolved around the Scottsboro Boys. Thank you, Dr. Dady Priest. Now, Dr. Dady Priest, who is actually in Decatur, Alabama, I believe it is, where these brothers were kept. Keep an eye out when you go through Alabama. That's it right there, Joanna G. Y'all keep your eye, stay woke when you drive through Alabama. And again, it was that code that black people were having and utilizing so that they would know where they could go, where they couldn't go. We talked about Green Book and the book that Brother Green put out that said, okay, here are the restaurants, here are the hotels, here are the places, yada, yada, yada. Here are the routes. So at the end of the day, that's where the term woke came from Lead Belly, behind the Scottsboro Boys, 9 boys that were accused of raping 2 white women.
Why you always lying?
9 boys, 9 black brothers that were accused of raping 2 white women. And again, as Dr. Dady said, they were housed in the prison in the town where she resides. And she does have a connect with someone who is an author of a book on the Scottsboro Boys. So that's where woke came from. And yes, you better stay woke when you drive through Alabama. And there's still some other sundown towns that still exist right now today. I ain't talking about back when. There are sundown towns right now today. So for some of the young folks that may not know what sundown towns are, baby, if you are black and you drive through that town, when the sun goes down, you better be out of that town. You best not be there when the sun goes down. And listen, I can name some sundown towns right now today in 2023. Please believe it. I ain't playing with y'all. I can name some sundown towns that I know are sundown towns right now today. So you had all of this going on. You had all of these different facets that were being dealt with. So out of that crystal method came the term woke. Now, as many people were thinking on yesterday or the other day, that Spike Lee actually was the originator of it. He was not. And it was attributed to a lot of different places and a lot of different things. But this is the truth of the term woke. It came from Leadbelly. And he had written a song that was addressing the Scottsboro boys and those 9 brothers that went through that kangaroo court of a situation for allegedly
Why you always lying?
raping 2 white women. So that is the story behind woke. Please know your history. Listen, people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. People are destroyed because we don't know the truth. So I want you to be clear. Now, this woman, as she's trying to explain, she says this. She's basically blaming the children. She said she was trying to do this delicate balancing act. And I'm reading this article. I'm actually taking these words from her. I know, Dr. Dady. I'll kind of, listen, y'all didn't ask for it, but could it be? Could it be? The devil. Baby, this explanation ain't nothing but that old slimy devil. Now, listen. Tell you the sundown towns. I can tell you the ones up in Kansas because, listen, that's where I was born, bred, and raised. And please believe there's some sundown towns. If you go to Kansas, I can give you a whole lots of them. I can give you a whole lot of towns. You don't. When the sun goes down, please don't be there. And I'm telling what God loves, and it's the truth. Now, at the end of the day, this is what this woman tries to say. It was a delicate balancing act because she was promoting the book, but she has 6 children full time. Okay, here we go. She had 6 children. She has them. Now, she wrote this book, Stolen Youth, and Stolen Youth is about woke culture. Now, that's the part I want you to be clear. Stolen Youth is about woke culture. Now, this from the woman that can't define woke. And she's explaining to us why she could not define woke in that video that we saw. Because she knew with her 6 kids, she knew and was stressed out. She knew was on the verge and on the edge. She knew, rebel. I keep going back to the point that she knew. She knows woke, but she knew that they were going to try to trap her. She knew that they were going to try to trap her. And she basically had a panic attack on screen. Y'all witnessed her having a panic attack. Now she wrote a whole book. So listen. Okay, so She's got 6 children. People just don't understand because she's a breeder. This story is great. This story is great. Y'all, this story right here. So, Tall Pumps, you did this to me. You did this to me, Tall Pumps. DJ Rollum is in the house. Ooh, y'all, listen. Streamer here. If you're not following DJ Rollum, quit your ways, because listen, you will be blessed. Listen. So these 6 kids, because she's a breeder, she knew that she was waiting for them, and this ambush that she knew was coming because she's a conservative and she's a breeder, and she's always felt attacked by the left. Okay, I'm reading. These are her words. These are her words. This is out there in Slumbered, Slept, and actually, I think Tall Pumps put it in News from Views. If y'all want to go out to Discord and read this for yourself, I'll let you. But listen, she said because she's a breeder, and she has 6 children, and she's conservative, she always gets attacked for being a breeder by those from the left. And so she braced herself to be ambushed on air about being the mother of 6 children. Now, ain't nobody asked this woman about her 6 children. And did we even know she had 6 children? Y'all see, I ain't took Diablo is not there. Listen, Diablo and his twin brother Beelzebub, they ain't gone down yet. I'm not going to take that picture off the screen till I get finished with this here story, because this story is of the devil. Now, they always ambush her because of her choice to be a breeder. Now, every woman in the chat that would refer to yourself as a breeder, put a 1 in the chat. Every woman in the chat that would refer to yourself as a breeder, put a 1 in the chat. Let me say it once more and again. Every woman in the chat that would refer to yourself as a breeder, put a 1. Shelly Thunder. Now, this is what I want to say. Have we brainwashed these women to the point that they're labeling themselves? You breed dogs. You breed cattle. You breed what? Who calls themselves a breeder? She said, I am a breeder. Evange T, you need to get your blessed oil and lay hands on this person right here, because I'm trying to tell you. So she was waiting for that. And I'm reading this, throughout the entire interview, she felt the panic attack growing. Throughout the entire interview, she felt this panic attack growing. She was just trying to get through it. Y'all. She did not want to open herself up about these questions that she was knowing they were going to. Rebel, why am I listening to this? Finally, she says, when they asked her to define the word woke, she was left speechless over that one question, and the panic attack ensued. Let me say it again. Finally, when they asked her for the basic definition of the word woke, she was left speechless at that one question, and the panic attack ensued. Now you heard it straight from the horse's mouth. So I want you all to please understand, when people are having mental and emotional traumas, such as a panic attack, I need you to understand from whence it came. I need you to have the utmost of what do I want to say? Compassion. Can we have some compassion in the house that this sister really, it was an emotional trauma, It was an emotional trauma that overwhelmed her right at that particular moment when they asked her that one question. When they asked her that one question, that's when. Now, mind you, her book is about being woke. I just want to keep underscoring that. The book is about being woke. When they asked her that one slick, sly, and shrewd question about being woke, it took her completely over the edge and a panic attack set in. And she absolutely, positively could not
Americans
respond.
consider themselves very liberal.
She absolutely, positively could not respond. Now, I want to just once more and again, I just want you all, I need you to have compassion. I need you to have some pity, and I need you to have some understanding to once more and again, this traumatic event that happened in this woman's life. Just please, please, please have compassion. If you would, just have compassion. Come on here. Now I'm trying to cue this up. See, the Diablo is loose. Let me get this to playing.
Of Americans consider themselves very liberal, and probably fewer of them consider themselves to be woke. And so, when we talk about traditional,
what does that mean to you? Would you mind defining woke? Because it's come up a couple times, and I just want to make sure we're on the same page.
So, I mean, woke is sort of the idea that this is going to be one of those moments that goes viral. I mean, woke is something that's very hard to define, and we've spent an entire chapter defining it. It is sort of the understanding that we need to totally reimagine and redo society in order to create hierarchies of oppression. Sorry, it's hard to explain in a 15-second soundbite.
Yeah, look, your time.
And I just want to play it one more time. What you are witnessing is a traumatized sister who's having a full-on panic attack. This is a full-on panic attack that you're witnessing right here. And once more, for the people in the back.
Of Americans consider themselves very liberal, and probably fewer of them consider themselves to be woke. And so, when we talk about traditional,
what does that mean to you? Would you mind defining woke? Because it's come up a couple times, and I just want to make sure we're on the same page.
So, I mean, woke is sort of the idea that this is going to be one of those moments that goes viral. I mean, woke is something that's very hard to define, and we've spent an entire chapter defining it. It is sort of the understanding that we need to totally reimagine and redo society in order to create hierarchies of oppression. Sorry, it's hard to explain in a 15-second soundbite.
Yeah, look, your time.
Listen, Evange T said, do you want to buy a vowel? Do you want to buy a vowel? Not do you want to buy a vowel? Woo! Yo, I'm done. I am so done. Woo! Evange, you took me out. You took me out. Do you want to buy a vowel? Oh my God. Y'all, listen. Tall Pump sent me that follow-up to the video, and y'all know I'm just done. I'm just done. Stick a fork in me. I am done. So there you have the explanation. I had to bring that back today because y'all, you know what? She needed a vowel. She needed all 26 letters. Evangelist. She needed all 26 letters of the alphabet, not just the vowel. She needed all 26. So what you saw once more and again was a full-on. This was a full-on panic attack. So the whole alphabet. She needed the whole alphabet, Shelly Thunder. So I just wanted you all to be clearly aware of what a panic attack looks like because you just witnessed one, according to her. Again, because she's a breeder and she knew she was going to be attacked. And that was it. You know, you saw it right there. You saw it first here on Yes You, O Cubed, 1-on-1, just me and you. You saw it here.
Why you always lying?
I tell you what, I just don't even know what to say to that other than.
Why you always lying?
Listen, that was a whole stroke. Starring Cimarrosa. It wasn't just a panic attack. That was a whole stroke. Y'all silly. Woo, y'all, I'm telling you, it's just you just can't make this stuff up. You just cannot make this stuff up. I'm telling you, Evangelist T, I'm telling you, we couldn't get a noun, we couldn't a verb, we couldn't get nothing to move that sentence along. That sentence could not be moved. That sentence was constipated. It would not move. That sentence was completely constipated and blocked up. Do you understand? It could not move. They could not move that sentence along if they tried. She couldn't even get the words together. She had stammering lips. She had other tongues. She had something, but she couldn't get it out. And her whole book is about being woke. That's all I want to say about that. So for everybody that wants to go out and buy the book, be sure and go out and get you one, because I'm sure you're going to be very enlightened by the things that she has to say in that book. So there you have it. Now, I'm gonna come here. We listen. Karen is completely clueless and panicking Pinocchio, honey, panicking Pinocchio all day long. Colace couldn't even move that. Shelly Thunder. Colace. Listen, she needed a full enema. Couldn't get that out. I'm telling you, it wasn't coming out. That's all I'm trying to tell you. It wasn't gonna move. It wasn't coming out. Please hear me. They was gonna have to do surgery and go cut the intestines open and see if they could pull that up out of there, because it could not be moved. Oh my God. That was horrible. So at the end of the day, you know, that was her. She came back with that on the other day, and that was her response that she wanted to put out there. And so she wants to, you know, that we're not even gonna get a full fiddle. We're gonna give her this. We're gonna give her the baby fiddle, and that's all she's gonna get. Baby, it was anchored. One reason that thing that mess was anchored. It was anchored and could not come out. So at the end of the day, I just wanted to go back and give that follow-up. And once more and again, thank you, Tall Pumps, for that. I appreciate you for that. Now, as we move, and I keep talking about the fact that I want to see us come to another level of experience in the Black community. Now, I understand once more and again, I don't know. I feel compelled at times to come back and make it every whit clear that the reason why I emphasize and talk about the Black experience is because our house is on fire. Our house has been on fire since we came over on ships and whatever way they brought us here. You know, our house has been on fire ever since. As last night, I looked at a couple of documentaries that really blessed me. The one that I actually stopped first and foremost, excuse me, first and foremost, I looked at MLK and the FBI, if some of you all want to look at that. Excellent documentary about the civil rights movement from a slightly different angle than we're typically exposed to it. But I talk about the Black experience because, number one, these are my people, y'all my people, and I talk about my community, and once more and again, our house is on fire, and I want to put the fire out. The only way I feel we're going to put the fire out is that we're going to have to come to a place where we begin to unify ourselves together, And one of the basic places we're going to have to start with is to change the economic base that we currently exist in. I wanted to put this up, and I believe Truck Driver brought this to me. And I'm going to see, what did you say, Truck? I'm going to stop just for that. How can you write a book about something you know nothing about, Truck Driver? That part. How can you write a book that you know nothing about? Absolutely, positively nothing. And again, even as I'm talking about her, I want to say to my Black community, my Black brothers and sisters, and everybody else that's on the fire department squad. I don't care what your ethnicity, I don't care what your color. If you're here to help put the fire out, listen, I want us to know, where did woke come from? I want us to know the origin of the word and the term and how it was used in code. I want us to know so that we're clear, so that we don't run out utilizing it the same way in which these people are trying to use it unawares. And when I say these people, I'm talking about racist white folks that still have and want to spew out this agenda of racism and use terms that they don't even know what they mean. You know, I want us to be aware. Let us not be ignorant of where woke come from. Let us not forget the Scottsboro 9. Let us not forget the egregious actions that were done against 9 Black brothers in a falsely alleged rape against 2 white women that actually brought the term woke to pass rather. So let's understand where it came from, and let's understand its usage, and let us not be confused and tripped up. So yeah, she tried to write she wrote a whole book on a term that she knew nothing about. Let us not be guilty of the same thing. I would not have you to be ignorant, brethren and sisters. Please know where it came from. Now, understanding as well, if we're going to move our agenda forward to put the fire out of the Black community, we've got to come into a place of wealth. We've got to come into a place of unifying. And I think, I'm going to say this again, I say it all the time, one of the most prolific and well-devised schemes that racist communities have launched in the Black community that still remains effective is division amongst the people. We still cannot come together and stop the division. You know, it's like, do we know anything about multiplication and addition? We understand division and subtraction because systemically, that's what, I mean, whether it was dividing the families on the plantation, and understand that's not only back in the plantation days of when we're talking about the South or wherever slavery was held, but I'm talking about even in the current times, we still have to deal with the realities that there are systemically certain things that are still causing and creating division in the family, in the Black family. Even when you start looking at the realities that I can remember, and I think more so in the 70s and the 80s, when you could not get assistance, even if you needed assistance, if the man was in the home. So, you know, and come on, now I'm talking, y'all know how I do it in here. Let me unshade, because, you know, I don't just throw shade, I shed light. When you had situations where if there's a man in the home and we still are unable to meet we're unable to make ends meet, then, you know, if y'all don't understand that as a tactic of division, you know, you got a sister with children and a husband that may be there, or a male companion that may be there, but they got to get out of the home or act like they're out of the home so that you can get the assistance that you need. There's so many different subtle ways and forms that dividing the family still exists. And at this level, I almost want to say economically, because it's not just racially, even though Black is definitely at the top rung of being shut out. But at the end of the day, this impacts economics, regardless of your color. And this is why I look and I say, you know, when we begin to understand what Martin Luther King was espousing when he said the poor men's campaign, we're not just dealing with civil rights, but we're now going to need to create and march on Washington in the poor man's campaign. I don't care who you are. I don't care what your ethnicity. Let's come together as like to like, because listen, poor is poor. And some of us know we're not poor. Some of us are po. Some are just po. Not, we can't get the last two letters, the O and R. Would you say, Evange, can I get a vowel? Some of us need the O and the R. We don't even have the O and the R. We just po. And then some of us really can say, I wouldn't even po. I'm just p. I'm just p. I'm just p. I'm just p. So, this is a reality that as you begin to economically slice up and divide, that divisive energy is still in full effect right now in 2023. So this is something I want us to be aware of. I look at this and thank you. I think Truck Driver put this in. Yes, there's an agenda, Star Simmer Rose. I just looked up and saw that there's an agenda. And take off the rose-colored goggles once you get woke. Come on, One Reason. And the confusion. Come on and talk. This is some of why I do this, because I'm going to just keep it real. I'm going to just keep it as real as I can. I'm offended. And I mean this with all my heart. I'm offended when I talk to our young Black children who are completely confused and or / ignorant about the Black experience. I'm going to say it again. I mean this thing with all my heart. And if it's your child, it just is your child. But I am offended. Hear me when I say that. I am literally offended when I hear our young Black children spewing and spouting the same talking points of racist white folk because they're ignorant. I am personally offended. I'm offended that the Black community has not educated our children. And I'm saying it as a community because I understand some of my Black brothers and sisters, as I'm talking to you, some of the things I'm saying to you, this is news to you. It's the first time you've heard it. So how can you teach your children something you don't know yourselves? I understand that. I know, Bronzy, one reason it boils my blood. It really, really does. I've had conversations with some young progressive Black individuals, and I hear them spewing off these same racist points, and I'm looking at them like, are you absolutely kidding me right now? Are you absolutely kidding me right now? Do you mean, and in every instance, the way that I try to approach it, I begin to ask them questions, not in an attack dog mode, but I begin to ask them questions about the Black experience. And I can almost tell you 10 for 10, they know nothing about the Black experience. And so at the end of the day, K2 Hoop, good morning to you. Come on in here, sis. So much mad love to you. Come through, come through. They know nothing of the Black experience. So that's why I say I take that to task with the Black community. Why are we not teaching our kids? Why are we not teaching our young people? Or even if we are uneducated ourselves, why are we not taking the time and devoting the energy to find out and know what we don't know? Do the research, do the hunt, start on a topic and just begin to unravel it piece by piece until you can get down to the core of the truth. I need us to really come to a place where we teach our young people so that they can understand the experience. But even that, and this is why they don't want you woke. This is why they don't want CRT taught in schools. This is why they want to take the textbooks out and ban them, because at the end of the day, what is it? Let me go back to and meet David Stewart. Y'all see him. He's a tech billionaire. He's officially, the second richest Black man in the U.S. So you see that. But let me pull this up. I'm going to go back to this point once more and again. At the end of the day, we've got to take issue with the fact that they would rather, I'm going to come back to this point once more and again, they would rather, when you ban the books before you ban guns, you've admitted you're more afraid of children learning than you are of them dying. Okay? When you ban books before you ban guns, you've admitted you're more afraid of children learning than you are of them dying. Please understand that. Please understand that. So then that brings me to this point. When we are not educating our children and they are oblivious to the stories, if you don't know your past, if you don't know your history, And I'm talking to black people right now. We've learned his story, his over there being the European and the racist white folk. We've learned their stories. We've been grilled and drilled on their stories. We had to pass their stories to pass high school. We had to know those stories, and we had to be able to say, we the people, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice and ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution of the United States of America. We had to learn that. To be able to get out of school, we had to know that. But anything about us, we cannot, we do not, we struggle to come up with information. We struggle. Yes, you had to know 7 years ago. We had to know all of that about his story, but it wasn't my story. Now, this is the point that I make. By the time you get finished with all of that, you look at why do we now in 2023 have generations now, generations. We're about 2 generations removed, because I'm including my generation and definitely the generation that came after me. And probably even if we want to go to the Gen Zers, we got folks that are absolutely clueless. And we as a black people, I don't care if we do it in oral tradition. Y'all remember how they did? If you saw Roots, if you've actually watched Roots, put a 1 in the chat. If you've actually watched Roots, Roots, by Alex Haley, put a 1 in the chat. If you've actually watched Roots, put a 1 in the chat. So come on, One Reason. So y'all remember, come on, Michelle, DJ Rollum, come on, K2 Hoop, Evange T 45. Listen, Shelly Thunder. Some of us need to sit our children down. I don't care if they take it out of the schools. Nothing has to. I'm going to tell you this, the same way I feel about y'all, and I'm getting ready to make some folk mad again, and I don't care. MCP 812, I see you. You watched it, have the DVD, and you read the book. Come on, K2 Hoop. That's what I'm talking. And that's why you're so aware, K2 Hoop. I want to say this about you. And listen, I'm going to give you props right here, K2 Hoop. And I know you didn't ask for it, but I'm going to give it to you. What you are doing in the way of standing up and moving for black rights and for a change in this country right now in 2023, K2 Hoop, I want to give it up for you. You're doing a beautiful job. Keep doing what you're doing. But that's exactly what brings you to the point and the ability to do what you do, because somebody like you has watched it, have got the DVDs and read the book. That because you're woke, you're aware, and that's really, come on. I see you, Star Simmer Rose. I see you, Shelly Thunder. I see you, K2 Hoop, MCP 812, Tall Pumps. And so yes, they just taught your daughter the preamble, but they never teach or discuss slavery or any of the black brilliance that is out here in the land and is a critical part to the history, to the success, and to the well-being of this country. They never talk about any of that. Even economically, many of the things that they're filthy rich from, we made it. So at the end of the day, we created it. We imagined it. And for us not to know that, for our children not to know that, for our grandchildren not to know that, that is egregious. And listen, I'm going to take this back to even what I was going to say. All of y'all miss me with, they took prayer out of schools, but they didn't take prayer out of your home. If y'all praying at home, what difference does it make if they're praying at school? Now, I said something right there, and y'all can be mad at me all you want to. Them taking prayer out of schools has nothing to do with anything. They did not take prayer out of your home. So if you're praying with your children at home before they leave or when they get home, it doesn't matter if they took prayer out of schools. Y'all quit with that foolishness. Quit it. Child, we here because they took prayer out of school. No, you don't pray at home. How about that? You don't pray at home. Quit it. Like it's the teacher's responsibility to stand your child up and have prayer. You pray with your child at home. Hello. Now, the same point is what I'm making about Black history. It doesn't matter if they take it out of the schools. If you teach it at home, what difference does it make if you teach it at home? But we have become so complacent and so comfortable with, I don't teach my child anything. They go to school. Listen, your house should be a school. Your family should be a school. Your neighborhood should be a school. Y'all ain't buying what I'm selling. The people that you hang around should be a school for your Black experience. Stop waiting on somebody else to teach your child and then come back snotting and crying about what your child didn't know because they didn't teach it at school. Teach it at home. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Teach it at home. Pray at home if that's such a big issue to you. Pray at home with your child. Y'all miss me with that. Y'all come up with excuses and reasons for stuff that you don't want to do yourself. I said what I said, and I'll add to it before I take it back. You want the school system to do for your children what you won't do for your children yourselves. And so I'm going to say it again. I'm offended when I listen and see and observe Black children that are now becoming progressive out here in the market, but they have no idea about the Black experience. I'm mad at the mama. I'm mad at the daddy. I'm mad at the community, because if we send our children out here not knowing from whence they've come, that's our fault. It's not theirs. I said what I said, and I'll add to it before I take it back. So that's exactly why I have this platform, and that's why exactly I unapologetically talk about Black issues and the Black experience, because for some of us, this is the only way we're going to get it. Because you won't read, you won't educate, you won't research, you won't look for it, and God forbid that you send your children. K2 Hoop is not only out there by herself, K2 Hoop is out there with her children. That's what I'm talking about. Is anybody listening to what I'm saying? Not only is K2 Hoop doing and moving in our behalf where she lives, but her children are also involved and engaged in the movement. That's what I want us to understand. Until we come together and start changing this narrative, and we have the power to change the narrative amongst ourselves. I'm not looking for a savior. I'm not looking for a deliverer. I can deliver myself with my people. Am I talking to anybody? You don't have to come riding in on a white knight on the, and why is the horse got to be white? Like, made me throw something. Why does the horse have to be white? What? Listen, y'all, and this whole mentality of sleep. That's why Ledbetter said you better stay woke. Stay woke. Not only when you're in Alabama, you better stay woke in all 50 states and all of the regions. Y'all understand the words that are coming out of my mouth. K2 Hoop, I see you. They've been taking it out of schools. And the only way our children are going to know is if we teach them. Say that louder. Please say it again, K2 Hoop. And you're telling the truth right there. So listen, I'm trying to talk, Rebel. I'm trying to talk. I'm trying to tell you, Ronzi. I'm trying to Michelle. Y'all hear me. Y'all hear me. But they ain't banned the Holocaust, tall pumps. They didn't ban that part. They didn't take the Holocaust out of the books. No, ma'am. No, sir. Because they want you to be angry at the Germans. They want you to be, because the communists, they want you to be angry at anybody that's not like them. They want you to hate them. No, they're not going to take that out. They're not going. But while we want to clutch pearls on the Holocaust, they still Holocausting our tails. I said what I said, and I made that word up, but I meant every word of it. They still Holocausting our tails and dare anybody to challenge them on it. I said what I said, and I'll add to it before I take it back. They are still Holocausting our tails. Homeschool those kids, Shelly Thunder. That's what I'm talking about. Homeschool those children. Y'all stop just handing your kids over to the educational system. I need you to educate. I need you to teach. I need you to reach your own children. Oh, come on now. It's a raid, y'all. It's a raid. DJ Miss Classy, come on in here, sis. I love me some you.
Big Moochie, baby. Hey, right now, we're going out to the entire set, man. You hear me? Going out to the whole entire set and my Lion Dance family. Let's see, it's called the Set Slide.
This raid is brought to us by DJ Miss Classy. Come on in here, One Reason. I see ya. I see ya. Come through, DJ Miss Classy. I see ya. Trey's Beauty, Miss Fee07. Come on in here. I appreciate Cabbage. Cabby for JC. I see ya. So much love to you, Trey's Beauty. Thank you for riding over. Come on in here, Miss Fee07. I appreciate every last one of you. The original man 718. Come through. Mad love, and I appreciate you. Come on in here. Nothing but love to you. And DJ Miss Classy is a phenomenal streamer. Simply Kim 617. Come on in here. Mad love to you. Thank you for coming in the Lion's Den. Now, this right here, children, this right here, I see you roaring. I see you roaring. I appreciate every last one of you. And again, DJ Miss Classy is a streamer. And if you're not following DJ Miss Classy, quit your wicked ways. Quit your wicked ways, because she's going to bless your whole life. I love me some you, beautiful one. I love me some you. Love you, love you, love you. Now, I'm going to come back to this point because we're getting ready to get up out of here, but I just want y'all, my lock journey, come on in here. Nothing but mad love to you. Thank you for coming through. Now, I want you all to take this to heart. Educate your children. Educate your grandchildren. Make sure they know your family history. Make sure that, I said that. Make sure, because listen, some of y'all don't know your own family history. I don't even have to go out into the highways and hedges and compel men to come. I just start in your own backyard. How many of you know your own family history? Huh? How about that right there? How many of you know your own family history? Let's start with that. Do you know from whence you've come? Do you know what your family struggled through? Do you know the victories that your family have? Do you know the strong people that are in your family? Do you know the strong black women in your family? Do you know the strong black men in your family? Do you know what you've been through and what got you here? Do you know whose shoulders you are standing on? Do you know? I need to ask some of you, do you know your first cousins? I said what I said. Do you know your first cousins? Am I talking to anybody in here? Y'all done got quiet. Listen, this is what I'm getting. This is the spirit I'm getting. I'm encouraging us. Know from whence we've come. Know from whence we've come. Step out. Do the research. Find out, what do I need to know? Where did I come from? What is my family about? Even if you're adopted, what do you know about the family that loved you? The family that you became a part of? What do you know about them and their history? And some of you might want to even go back and find out about your birth parents. I don't know. But at the end of the day, this is what I'm saying. There is the ability and the possibility to know from whence you've come. And that history, let that extend into the black community. And this is what I'm saying. Once we know each other, I can't rob from you when I know you and I'm connected to you. I can't steal from you when I know you and I'm connected to you. I can't kill you when I know you and I'm connected to you. Do you understand what I'm saying? A lot of the crime, a lot of the dastardly and heartless things that we see going on in this world right now are because we're disconnected one from the other. And if I'm disconnected from you, I can lie on you. If I'm disconnected from you, I can cheat on you. If I'm disconnected, and listen, some of y'all got, it's not about relationship, because listen, some of y'all married to cheaters and they disconnected from you. Some of y'all in significant other relationships and they disconnected from you. That's why they cheating on your tail. They disconnected. I don't care if y'all are sleeping in the same bed. Y'all are disconnected. Y'all ain't ready for me. You're disconnected. When you commit offenses and crimes against other people, there's something somewhere in you that's disconnected. Because when you are connected, you just absolutely cannot and will not devastate somebody in something that you're connected to. Do y'all understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Do y'all understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? When you are connected, I mean, sure enough, connected to someone, there are certain things you cannot and will not do to somebody that you are genuinely connected to. I said what I said, and I'll add to it before I take it back. We're disconnected. We're disconnected. I need you to reconnect. I need you to reconnect. Come on, Queen Shauna. There's the lovely one. Good morning to you. Come on in the Lion's Den. We're getting ready to get out of here this morning. It's time to go over to the Rebel Inc. But listen, I'm talking about this because I want us to understand we've got to heal the community. We've got to economically begin to take the change. We talked about my brother over there. I thank you, truck driver, for giving us that brother. He's the #2 millionaire tech giant in this country. Black man, I love it. We're going to talk about some more success. We're going to talk about some more successful people, because success is you. There's greatness in you. There is greatness. Every last one of you under the sound of my voice, there's greatness in you. Some of you are going to need to understand from whence you've come and tap into that powerful boss energy that your family has passed on to you. And I'm not saying that's the only way you're going to move forward, but some of you need to go ahead and understand it's in me already. When I listen, my mother's birthday was yesterday. God rest her soul, greatest woman in the world. Now listen, when I look at myself, you know what I see? I know I can succumb. I know I can overcome anything, because I look at my mama and I see what my mama did. I see how my mama was. I see what my mama endured. I can do that. Am I talking to anybody in here? Ain't no doubt in my mind, because I see from whence I come. I see from whence I've come. My daddy, I see. And so this is what I want us to understand. There's so much richness. And even if some of y'all say, well, my mama and daddy, well, but go back and get your grandma and them. Go back and get your great grandma. There's somebody in your family, greatness is in them. It's greatness in all of us. It's, do we tap into it? Will you tap into it? That's the question. Will you tap into your own greatness? And that's the question I'm going to leave you with on today. That's the question I'm going to leave you with on today. Are you bold enough? Are you strong enough? Will you reach back enough to tap into your own greatness? Because I promise you it's there. I promise you it's there. So at the end of the day, that's where we're going to leave it. We'll come back tomorrow on our Fresh Start Friday. We'll pick it up again where we left off. But here, listen. I want you to understand there is greatness in you. There is greatness in you. Every person under the sound of my voice, you're not here by accident. There is greatness in you. That boss energy, I just need you to tap into it. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? I hope you do, because I love me some you, and I want to see you be the best you that you can possibly be. I want all of that greatness to just ooze right on out of your pores and just permeate the environment, permeate the world, permeate the space where you are. Take up space. That just came to me. Yes, take up space. DJ D-Man, if you're still here, take up space. I'm glad you received it, Ronzi. I'm glad you received it, because there's greatness in you, sis. So much love to you. Come on, Michelle. We talking up in here. We talking up in here. Here we go, Queen Shauna. We're getting ready to get out of here. It's time for us to go over to the Rebels house. Those of you that will ride with me, come on, ride with me over there. Before I go there, I got all carried away. I said I was going to do better about checking in on my Facebook friends. Patrice Thompson, come on in here, sis. Carolyn White Green, I see you. Y'all over here talking, and I done got carried away and forgot to check my Facebook family. Y'all out here talking to me, and I apologize. I got so carried away, I forgot to come over here and check on my babies, but I appreciate you. Thank you for holding court with us on today. I don't want to miss not near a one, but listen, there's greatness in you. Please believe it. There is greatness in you, and I want you to walk in it, abide in it, reside in it, because it really is you, and you are beautiful. Please believe it. You absolutely, positively are.
Be encouraged today. Be encouraged today. It won't be this way.
987 Quartz, good morning to you and a happy Thursday. Thank you for coming in the Lion's Den. Now listen, this has been another edition of Yes You O Cube. What does O Cube stand for? One-on-one, because it's just me and you. Everybody that came in and sat with me on today, I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you. I absolutely positively do. Now you can follow me because I'm out there, y'all. I'm on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Patreon, Discord, and more. I'm out there, babies. I'm out there. Follow me. And as they used to say back in the day, come go with us, and we will do you good. Now listen, we don't just talk about change. No, ma'am. We ain't just bumping our gums over here. We want you to be the change. The change that you want to see, I want you to be it. Now, you're not alone, and at the end of the day, this is why we congregate in the Lion's Den. This pride, Pride, this Pride Alliance is relentless, and you're going to hear us roar, because it's us, you, me, we all. Baby, we all in this thing together, and I want us to bind together. I want us to come together so that we can do this work and make it happen on a grand scale. Now, you know, I don't have intimidation. I don't have fear, but I've got power, I've got love, and I've got a sound mind. As long as I'm operating in love, I am all powerful in love. Can't nothing stop me in this thing. I am all powerful in love. I want to say thank you to everybody that came in. The Lion support is always great. My moderators, the Rebel Inc., Shelly Thunder, and Michelle Browno. Those are my babies right there. Thank you for the followers that came in, and DJ Miss Classy. Thank you for that raid, sis. I appreciate you more than you know. Thank you so much. Mad love to you. Now, I appreciate this music that you're being blessed by, courtesy of Regina K. Sims. Thank you so much, because listen, babies, it won't be this way always. Now, ride this raid train, y'all. Ride the raid train. We're going somewhere. I want you to enjoy the ride while we go over to my girl. Yes, we're going over to the Rebel Inc. Enjoy your time there as we travel. Now, you know how we say it. Our girls always tell you, my moderators always tell you, listen, at the end of the day, I want you to do what you love what you do, have an amazing day on purpose. Peace for your journey.